What's up, y'all? Welcome to another weekly fat loss phase vlog. Is this count as a vlog? I'm not sure. It doesn't give me vlog vibes, but maybe it gives you vlog vibes. Today is Monday, February 24th. It is the first day of week 8 of my fat loss phase. We're almost halfway there. Just wanted to do the weekly check-in with you at the beginning of the week. As you saw, my weigh-in and my physique check-ins had a bit of a high weigh-in this morning, and that's probably due to the massive amount of soup and keto bread that I ate last night. I'm not really too worried about it as long as my weight evens out and is still trending down. Should be totally fine. This week, my macro factor strategy, which I'll put up on the screen over here, is 1,449 calories a day, 145 grams of protein, 45 grams of fat, and 116 carbs. I have changed up the macros and the calories just a tiny bit over last week because I actually went online and looked at a macro calculator and exactly calculated how many calories the macros adds up. I thought it was really strange that macro factor doesn't correct your math for you, but neither here nor there. It wasn't that big of a deal for me to go in and fix that, so that's what I did. In terms of priorities this week, 10,000 steps or more a day, and I really want to try and get more of those steps just moving around in the house and like grocery shopping and stuff like that, rather than having to spend so much time on the treadmill. So what that's gonna look like is walking all the way from my office on the top floor all the way to the basement to use the bathroom. I'm gonna try just to like get up out of my chair during work. Maybe I'll set myself an alarm and just like do a little bit more walking throughout the day. I really hope that spreads my steps throughout the day a little bit better. But you know, if I have to spend like 20, 30, 40 minutes on the treadmill, it's really not that big a deal. I'm gonna keep it nice and low intensity so I'm not blasting myself and making myself super tired. The other thing I'm gonna be focusing on is still trying to get my fat intake higher. So I did a little bit better last week than I did the week before, but not where I need it to be. So just really doubling down on adding more oils and more fats back into my foods. I just kind of have to do the thing. No excuses. I tried. I didn't successfully meet my goal last week. We're gonna try even harder this week. And sometimes that's just how it is. I did my best, but it wasn't good enough. And then I am nervous about my sleep and my overall fatigue levels. You know, in the past, I've had some issues with my psoriasis, but it seems to be like doing a lot better. So I'm not really worried about that this week, but sleep and overall fatigue levels are really starting to become like the worry at the forefront of my mind. So in terms of trying to fix that or trying to help that, I am going to be implementing some more helpful sleep hygiene strategies. Not a lot is different from this week over last week. Last week I didn't have the best week because of my menstrual cycle and the symptoms I was experiencing due to that. So this week, I'm just really trying to get back in the groove of things. I also got a little bit thrown off because on Sunday I went to help my parents with a DIY home project, and it really like laid me out for like all of Sunday. And today, specifically on Monday, I'm feeling really energized. I'm really glad that I took that extra rest day because I think it was really pivotal to my energy levels today. And I'm feeling really optimistic about this week. And I'm really glad that my normal me, my normal is back to normal, and I have no foreseeable roadblocks for the next few weeks, which is awesome. Mentally, I'm in a really good place. I'm really hopeful that this is going to be a good week for me, and I'm going to do my best to make it a good week for me as well. I'm not just going to try to let things happen. I'm going to do my best to have a good week. The only thing that's kind of bringing me down a little bit is feeling a tiny bit overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that I want to do for YouTube. but I just have to keep telling myself that there's no rush on those things. I can take my time if I have to. There's certain videos that I had planned on doing that I don't necessarily have to do. Tiny bit feeling the pressure of like creating content, but at the end of the day, it's not my full-time job. It's not something necessary. And if I need to take more time, I need to give myself more time, you know, it's totally doable. It's not that big of a deal. And then feeling physically, I am doing so much better right now than I was last week. Like I mentioned, I had really bad cramping. I was also feeling like kind of bloated. My back was completely wrecked. I was so tired after helping my parents with their backsplash. But today, right now, feeling really good, actually feeling really energized. And I hope that that's a good sign for the week to come. I am still generally like a little bit tired and fatigued like throughout the day, and it just is what it is. I'm on a calorie restriction and my sleep isn't that good, but still overall very manageable and not really something that I'm super worried about. Is there anything else that I wanted to mention? If you're wondering what this is, it's my phone. It's on a purse strap. Last thing I wanted to mention that I didn't even get any footage of, I completely forgot a few things on my grocery list last week, so I had to pop over to the grocery store right after work, and I picked up a big tub of more fake butter vegetable spread because I'm almost out, and that has been pivotal to helping me get more fats into my diet. But anyways, here I go. My friend JD Gaines is on YouTube. If you want to check out her content, I'll leave a link in the description. She is a very knowledgeable personal trainer. Would highly recommend her channel if you're looking for informational video, and I think she's planning to do more vlogs as well. So like I said, link in the description if you want to check her out. I'm gonna get this walk in.
From our perspective, and so with that sense, to the disciplinary life of Kelsey Turner. When detectives looked into her profile, they realized that Kelsey was a 25-year-old single mother who was living in Las Vegas. Born on May the 5th.
Tuesday, February 25th, and I am coming at you after this push day, the shoulder and chest focus push day. I did something a little bit different today. It's the last week of this 8-week block of workout programming. So I did more weight on the bench just to see how it would feel. I did 135, which is the 45-pound barbell and a 45 plate on each side, which, you know, feels cool and good, but I only got like 5 reps and then 5 reps and then 5 reps and then 4 reps. So, not my best work, but it's fine. Just for funsies, I wanted to see what I could do, and it was kind of cool. I did 4 sets because I knew the rep range would be a little bit lower, but yeah, I don't hate it. I'll probably be sore tomorrow because I was kind of pushing myself a little bit harder than usual. The face pulls today Joey did them seated on the ground, so I just did them seated on the ground. It's basically the same as standing, but you use a little bit less stabilizing muscles in your core and stuff. Totally fine. I did the same weight, and I did get a couple extra reps over last week, I think. I'd have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure it felt like I did quite a few reps. But I did like that seated variation. I probably should have been doing that the whole time as well. And I just want to also report in that I was feeling some elbow pain in my left elbow only during the bicep curls, oddly enough. No issues on bench, no issues with triceps, which I would feel like would be a lot more stress on the elbows. But yeah, during the bicep curls, I was having some pain in my left elbow, specifically when I got up here. It's not really at the bottom or in this range of motion, but up here, I was getting a little bit of pain in my elbow. I still just did all my sets, but I monitored that, and if it felt really, really bad, I just kind of backed off, but it was fine-ish. It's kind of interesting because today was a vacuuming day, and I am right-handed, so I did a lot of the vacuuming with my right hand. I just can't steer the stick vacuum very well with my left hand, so it just ends up being my right hand mostly. And I had no issues with my right elbow, and maybe it means that I had a little bit more warm up on this side because I did all that vacuuming, but I'm not sure. Just interesting to make a note of. So yeah, overall, I mean, the workout was pretty okay. I felt good about it, especially coming off of last week when I was not feeling so great in general, just because of circumstances. Today I felt pretty good, and the workout reflected that. I have decided on the action steps I'm taking for my effort to improve my sleep quality. So I've decided that I'm not gonna have any caffeine after 3 p.m. And I don't think I talked about this in the checkup. I think I said that I was gonna do some stuff, but I don't think I specifically named what those things were. But yeah, I've decided this week I'm gonna focus on no caffeine after 3 p.m. So I'm still gonna try to get my 3 caffeinated drinks in, if I feel like I need them. So coffee in the morning and either soda or tea twice in the early afternoon. And then I also decided no food or drink after 10 p.m. I watched a video by Renaissance Periodization, and if I remember, I will link the video in the description or in a pinned comment or something about sleep. And Dr. Mike had some suggestions for improving your sleep, and these are a couple things that I'm gonna try. So cutting off the caffeine earlier in the day and cutting off the food and drink a little bit earlier in the evening. I know 10 p.m. is kind of late, but lately we've just been eating dinner around 9 o'clock, and that seems to be working well for our lifestyle, and I don't wanna eat much earlier than that. So we'll see how 10 p.m. works, and then if I feel like I'm seeing some improvements, maybe I'll experiment with eating a little bit earlier in the day and see if that helps even more. So Dr. Mike mentioned in the video that sometimes eating later in the day can kind of give your body a boost of energy, I think. Don't quote me on this. If I'm recalling correctly, that's something he's mentioned. So maybe me eating so late at night, typically I would have my dinner still around 9 o'clock, but then I would have another snack later in the day, right before bed, just to feel full. But maybe that's making me restless at night. So we'll see how that works out. So far I have about 5.5 thousand steps today. So I'm gonna have to be on that treadmill for half an hour or more. And we are doing Caesar salad tonight, but I ran out of shrimp. Usually I go shrimp with Caesar salad because shrimp is super lean, and the Caesar salad kit that I get has a little bit more fat in it, so it kind of balances out. But I'm out of shrimp, so I'm gonna do chicken tenderloins with that Caesar salad today. Hopefully it's still pretty okay. I mean, the Caesar salad always hits, but I feel the shrimp feels like a little decadent, When you go to a restaurant and you order the shrimp, you feel like, oh, it's a little bit pricey, but it's fine. Chicken is fine. It would be nice if it's thighs, but I don't really have room for that. Joey's gonna have thighs though. I think that's all I wanted to mention. Yeah, last week of this specific workout program, and then in week 9 I'll be switching it up, and I am looking forward to that because I get a little bit bored with the same workouts over and over and over again, but it's not going to be that much different, but you'll see. Okay, gonna get that walk in. See y'all tomorrow. Also, I feel like the shoulder vein's really coming out a lot also. This is not good lighting, but it was out earlier. What are you doing? Huh?
Which one was good? I should play the game a few times.
What are you doing, Mafik?
Myself, you know, people put this here for a few, definitely like, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of times. We found out a ton of stuff that works, and it's, you know, that doesn't work as well. So I'm here to do.
Wednesday, February 28th, and just finished the leg press leg day, the last leg press leg day of this fat loss phase. I'm pretty sure I switched to exercise in the second half of the 16 weeks, but I pushed myself a little bit harder on the leg press today. I increased the weight, but I might as well not have, because the amount of reps that I could do with a slightly higher weight was less than what I was doing before. It's still within my range, but I only got 3 sets of 6 rather than like 3 sets of the 8 to 10 I was doing at a slightly lower weight. But I mean, that's how it works. I guess it lets me know that I haven't been sandbagging, which is good, but also slightly hurts my ego because I was hoping for a little bit better. It was only like a 10-pound increase, but also who knows what the actual weights of machines are. I can't tell you. My lats are actually a tiny bit sore today from, what did I do yesterday? It must have been from the pullovers, or it could be from bench. I do engage my lats quite a bit when I'm benching, so it could be from that. But oddly enough, my chest isn't really sore. Maybe just a tiny bit fatigued, but I can definitely feel it in my back. So that's interesting. Elbow feels fine today. I'm not sure what was going on with it yesterday, but elbow feels fine. I did a really good knee warm up today, and every once in a while I'll feel a twinge in my knees, but today I had no issues. Everything felt really, really good. I mean, I'm kind of tired. Definitely pushed myself on that leg press and all the other exercises. I felt like I brought the intensity, so I am a little bit tired, but overall it was a pretty solid workout, and kind of went a little bit faster than we have been lately, but it helps. So there's like a double superset, you know, with the single leg extensions and leg curls, and then another superset with the hip adduction with calf raises. So that also helps the workouts go a little faster. Nothing much else to report, although I do have to say, ran out of shrimp yesterday. Well, I had run out of shrimp since last week, and yesterday we had the Caesar salad, which I normally eat with shrimp, and I ate it with chicken yesterday, chicken tenderloins. It wasn't as good, unfortunately. It was fine, it wasn't bad. I was just like, damn, I wish I had shrimp right now, but I didn't. Today I'm gonna cook oyakodon for dinner, but my oyakodon is gonna be the sad diet version where I don't use chicken thighs, I use more chicken tenderloins, and I don't use all whole eggs. I use 1 egg and a bunch of egg whites and a very small, sad amount of rice. It's actually not that small amount of rice. I do 100 grams when I'm doing rice bowls, when I'm doing congee. Anytime you see me eating white rice, it is always 100 grams, and that comes out to about 360 calories. Just makes it really easy to measure instead of having to like calculate more different stuff. So across the board, you see me eating white rice, 100 grams dry. I measure it dry because the amount of liquid you add to it is gonna change the weight. Other people do it differently. I pretty much always calculate raw and uncooked items when I'm logging my macros. Very, very, very rare will I use like a cooked item in macro factor. I think the only time I can think of recently that I did that was for the sweet potatoes that I cooked in the rice cooker. I think I used a log for boiled sweet potatoes just because they were all different sizes. It would have been too hard to like calculate raw and then try to remember exactly which sweet potato was such and such amount of grams. I also pretty much log everything in grams or milliliters because it's more accurate. Probably like really tedious. I mean, it's tedious to me too, but I'm used to it. But I'm sure if I get around to doing what I eat in a day and I show you how I log everything in macro factor, people are gonna be like, she cray, because this is really annoying. And I agree that it is really annoying, but it's also as accurate as I can make it. So anyways, workout was good. Hopefully food is good. Let's see, only have about 5,000 steps currently, so I'm gonna have to get on that treadmill for a bit. And I will probably talk to y'all tomorrow. Anyways, okay, see you later. Thursday, February 27th, almost the end of February. Just finished shoulders and arms. Definitely feel like there's a noticeable difference in my upper body since I started this fat loss phase. Not as much in my midsection, and my legs I feel like are looking a little bit skinny, but neither here nor there. Workout went well. Still feeling a little bit of weirdness in my elbow when I do bicep curls, but like just like this, totally fine. But when I do it with a weight, I get some achiness in my elbow. It's very strange, and that's the only exercise it happens with. And it's only my left elbow. So I'm not really sure, maybe I need to like chill on the biceps for a couple weeks. Not really sure what I'm gonna do. But other than that, the workout went pretty well. I did my cable tricep pushdowns a little bit different today. I tried them Joey style. I did one set where I put my back to the corner of the cable machine and did it like that. And then I also tried the other way around like this. I think that the cables are just too wide when I have them coming from the outside. I'm not engaging my triceps as much as I'd like. If I was gonna do that again, I probably would do pushdowns from the middle with two separate handles. I probably should have just done that. But it did save a little bit of time because I wasn't doing each arm separately. An interesting experiment, I would say. Been keeping up with my new sleep hygiene protocols, but I don't think that they're actually helping. No caffeine after 3 p.m., no food or drink after 10 p.m., but still, I'm struggling to stay asleep through the night, and I'm waking up extra early, like well before my alarm goes off. Maybe I'll try melatonin, I don't know. New program, I took a look at it, and I have been saying that I'm gonna remove barbell exercises, but I lied. I'm not completely removing barbell exercises. I'm not benching anymore, and I won't be doing upright row to press anymore. But I'm still gonna have a deadlift movement, and I'm gonna try front squats. But when I do them, it's gonna be pretty light. It's not gonna be like heavy front squats. It'll be like, higher rep front squats. And we'll see how that goes. If the front squats are too much, I'll do the goblet squats. Oyakodon last night, my diet version of Oyakodon, it was pretty okay. The chicken tenderloins were not as hateful in the Oyakodon as they were in the Caesar salad, because when you make Oyakodon, you like kind of cook the chicken and the onions and the egg in a dashi broth, so it was still like really moist and obviously tender, so it was pretty good. I also only used one whole egg for myself, and I supplemented it with egg whites. Overall very tasty and filling because of the extra juice. And tonight we're having grilled cheese sandwiches, but obviously macro friendly, calorie deficit friendly grilled cheese sandwiches. I'm gonna have it with tomato soup. I think it's gonna be really good. I wanted to show you, I've been mentioning that my psoriasis is doing a lot better. So I don't know if you can see it so well. I had a patch like right here. You can kind of see it a little bit, but you can tell that it's not as red and irritated looking as it used to be. So yeah, that's just looking a lot better, and that's awesome. Like, I can't tell if it's the lotion or just getting used to being in a calorie deficit, but I'll take it. I will certainly take that. And I already got in about 6,000 steps, so hopefully I won't be on the treadmill too long today, but I've been taking it really easy, really low intensity, like 2 mile an hour pace. So to get the amount of steps that I need, it does usually take me quite a while. Anyways, gonna get that done, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Grocery shopping day tomorrow. I have to go to Walmart, and I definitely need to go to Costco today, and I hope that it's not crazy busy. See you then. Almost forgot to turn on the mic, but it's on now, so we're all good. Okay, Friday the 28th, and I just got back from grocery shopping a little bit later today. It's like 11:30, but if I want to go to Costco, I go out a little bit later in the morning because Costco doesn't open until 10 a.m. I wish it opened earlier, but that's fine. So I went to Walmart and Costco, and I'm gonna show you a few of the things that I got from both. From Walmart, I picked up a clamshell container of baby arugula. I'm trying to eat a little bit more nutritious greens, and I also just like the taste of arugula, but yeah, greens besides just lettuce, because typically like these kind of darker leafy greens are a little bit more nutritious, and that's really important right now since I'm low calorie. I want to make sure that I'm taking care of myself. I also picked up the Extreme Wellness high fiber tortilla wraps from Olay. They are 60 calories per tortilla, 1.5 grams of fat, 13 grams of carbs, and 4 grams of protein each. 12 grams of dietary fiber per wrap, which is a lot. But sometime next week, I have to remember that I have a weird grocery schedule. Next week, I want to make some quesadillas, some chicken quesadillas, and these are my favorite lower calorie tortilla option. I also got 2 more loaves of the keto bread. I got 1 loaf of Hawaiian, and then I decided that I wanted to try out kind of the, I guess this is a plain-ish white looking bread. It is also 35 calories per slice, 1 gram of fat, 9 grams of carbs, and 5 grams of protein. I will let you know how this tastes when I try it, which probably won't be until the next video, but I will definitely clue you in. Hi, this is Editing Hime here to let you know that I completely forgot to do a taste test of the keto white bread. Like, I ate it, but I didn't film anything about it, and I just wanted to hop on and let you know that if you are not really a fan of like sweet Hawaiian style bread, but you do like white bread, I think this is a good option. But for me personally, the Hawaiian bread is my favorite. I think the taste is better, but I'm also like a fiend for sweets. But overall, in general, both of them are really good for a lower calorie bread option, and 35 calories with 5 grams of protein is basically unbeatable. And I've been obsessed. I've been eating so much of both, honestly, since I got it. Not sponsored, but would recommend. Even if you're not on a diet, I will probably continue to eat this even when I'm no longer in a fat loss phase. Editing Hime out. I do enjoy the Hawaiian bread, but I made those grilled cheese sandwiches last night, which for me were not really grilled. They were more like broiled ham and cheese sandwiches. And it was a little interesting with the Hawaiian bread. So I figured, why not try the white bread and see if that's good as well. I do prefer like the sweet bread when I just want like a snack though. I also grabbed an entire container. How big is this? 32-ounce container of 0% Greek yogurt. This is the Physique brand, which had the most protein out of all of the brands of Greek yogurt that they had at Walmart. So it's 170 grams or 3/4 cup per serving, 90 calories, 0 fat, 5 carbs, and 18 protein. Most of the other options were still around 90 calories, but they only had 16 grams of protein. So I got this one. It's gonna be a very Greek yogurt heavy week next week, which is why I went with like the bigger container instead of the individuals. Joey wants me to make my high protein chicken salad, and I was gonna do another potato salad situation. And I feel like there was something else. Oh, this is also gonna go with the quesadillas. So, big container, best macros from Physique. And then I saw this in the candy aisle and I just kind of wanted a sweet treat. The brand is Bon Appa Sweet. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It is a 53% cacao chocolate bar. The flavor is called the Spiced Warrior. So for 1 bar is 2 servings. 1 serving is 160 calories, 13 grams of fat, 14 grams of carbs, and 1 gram of protein. I'll probably not eat a whole serving at a time, but I just wanted some sweet treats to have in the pantry, and the flavor sounded interesting. Doesn't specifically say what the flavor is, but in the ingredients it has dates, pumpkin powder, spices, and vanilla bean. So yeah, that's what sounded good to me. But speaking of treats, from Walmart, not from Walmart, from Costco, I picked up the skinny dipped dark chocolate peanut butter cups. I'm not sure if I've showed these before, but they're 80 calories per cup, 6 grams of fat, 6 grams of carbs, and 2 grams of protein. They are pretty good if you like dark chocolate. Dark chocolate's not my favorite, but they're good. They're good. And then in terms of other stuff, I got a lot of my protein from Costco this week. I did not know Costco sells this. This is the Bare Bones Instant Bone Broth beef flavor. I've been wanting to try a product like this. Sometimes I just want something warm and liquidy, but I get tired of tea every once in a while. So 1 packet is only 50 calories, 0 fat, 3 carbs, and 10 grams of protein. So I figured this would be a nice addition to my repertoire of hot-cold drinks. Hopefully it tastes good. I was looking on Amazon for a multi-pack or like a pack with different flavors of something similar to this, but I didn't end up pulling the trigger, and I'm glad I didn't because I got it at Costco. Finally, picked up shrimp. These are the Kirkland Signature farm-raised raw tail-off shrimp. 31 to 40 shrimp per pound. One serving size is about 8 shrimp, and that's 90 calories, 0.5 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 22 grams of protein. This is the best price per pound when it comes to shrimp at my Costco. And they're also really easy to cook. From frozen, I just rinse off any extra ice and throw them in a hot pan, and they cook super fast. I also picked up Kirkland Signature Wild Caught Alaskan Sockeye Salmon Boneless Skin On. I don't mind the skin. One fillet is about 6 ounces. Each fillet is 220 calories, 8 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 38 grams of protein. So, not sure if you can tell. They're not huge, they're not very big, like about like that, but the macros on this are really good. Costco has another type of frozen salmon fillets, the farm-raised salmon fillets, I think, and they are higher calorie, so I usually get this one, especially when I'm on a diet. I'm not sure what the difference is. Probably the other one probably has more fat than this, but these are pretty good. I also don't thaw these when I cook them. I just throw it in a hot pan. Picked up 2 Amy Lou products. These are chicken meatballs with basil and Parmesan. 4 meatballs per serving, 160 calories, 9 grams of fat, 2 carbs, 17 protein. They're not huge, but they're very tasty, a good lazy girl hack. And then I also got burgers. These are caramelized onion and aged white cheddar, charbroiled chicken burgers. Did I mention these are chicken meatballs? Both of these are chicken products. Amy Lou also has really good chicken sausage. One burger is 170 calories, 9 grams of fat, 3 grams of carbs, and 19 grams of protein. Like I said, these are a really good lazy girl hack. This would be perfect with pasta. I eat these with salad or by themselves. I don't usually have an actual burger. Nice to have in the fridge or in the freezer. They thaw pretty quickly. Last thing I want to show you is that I needed to stock up on some supplements. So I'm completely out of glucosamine. I got the Kirkland Signature glucosamine with chondroitin. 2 pills per serving. Apparently 10 calories, but you know, I don't account for the calories in my pills and supplements and stuff like that, except for the collagen powder and protein powders, of course. And then I also picked up this Kirkland Signature calcium citrate, magnesium, and zinc with vitamin D3. Also 2 tablets per serving. This one apparently doesn't have any calories, or it doesn't say so. When I run out of zinc, I'm gonna use this one instead, because I don't think calcium and magnesium are gonna hurt me. Probably could do me some good. So yeah, I get a lot of my supplements from Costco just because it's like pretty affordable. Definitely don't just start grabbing stuff off the shelf. Make sure you know what you're taking. This is for overall immune support, and the glucosamine is for joints. And I've been taking glucosamine for a while. Hopefully this is good though. And yeah, that's everything that I wanted to show you. I need coffee really bad, so I'm gonna do that. I have a lot of editing to do today, and I will probably get a walk in later on. I don't think that I have anything specific to yap about, but if I come up with something or I have something to say, I'll pop back on. See you later and or tomorrow. I have to pop back upstairs. What's up? Today's Saturday. It's March 1st, and I think that I have decided today and tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to take an impromptu deload because I am really suddenly feeling pretty messed up. So if you don't know, a deload is a planned period of reduced training intensity to allow your body to recover. And typically I deload every like 6 to 10 weeks, and we're on week 8. Not to mention I'm in a pretty steep calorie deficit. Honestly, I probably should have thought about this ahead of time and had it scheduled in my programming when I would take a deload, but yeah, I'm just feeling super run down right now, and I also slept really, really bad last night, and I don't think that specifically had anything to do with like my workouts or anything like that, but yeah, I just had like a really bad night last night and got a headache. I'm not feeling up to it. So today and tomorrow I'm gonna do a planned deload, but I'm just gonna take these 2 days off of working out and walking. So I'm just gonna like live my regular life and still walk a little bit, obviously, to get around the house and stuff like that, but I'm not gonna try to get my like 10,000 steps. Tomorrow, I might do a planned refeed. So if you don't know, a refeed is a temporary increase in calorie intake. If I do a refeed, which I'm kind of on the fence about, I'm only gonna go up to maintenance. So I'll probably go from like 1450, 15, 16, 7 to maybe like 1800 calories for tomorrow. I don't wanna go crazy, but a refeed might help me feel a little bit better. I was going strong and then kind of hit a little bit of a wall in terms of like overall body fatigue, like mentally relatively okay, but yeah, just feeling like super tired and run down all of a sudden, which is not surprising. So we're gonna do a little deload. Hello. Today's Sunday. It is the 2nd of March. And as I mentioned yesterday, I am deloading. So that means I am taking a planned break from working out, and it's just gonna be for this weekend, yesterday and today. I also decided that I am gonna do a refeed today, meaning a planned increase in calories after being in a deficit for so long. So today I'm gonna eat around maintenance calories for me. And I'm going to track my macros. I'm still going to prioritize protein. And basically, I'm only going to increase my carbs. Today, I'm going to eat around 1,800 calories. I'm being a little bit conservative when it comes to eating at maintenance, but I basically increased my overall calorie intake today by about 350 calories. And most of those calories are going to be coming from carbs. This morning, I had my coffee as usual around, I think, 11 or 12. I had a protein bar, which was 150 calories and I think 12 grams of protein. Not the most macro-friendly protein bar, but I really like the flavor and the texture, so that's why I get them. And then right now, it's almost 4 o'clock, but basically just gonna have like a really giant bowl of salad. So in here I have arugula, I have cucumber, red peppers, banana peppers, onion, carrot, tomato, ham, sliced ham that I sliced even smaller, and fat-free feta cheese. I also massaged the arugula with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil to help soften it up and for flavor. And then I'm also going to put some seasoning and more vinegar on top of this, but I haven't done that yet because I wanted to show you, and it looks really nice. I was thinking about making like a little noodle dish, but now I'm just like really starving. Later today, I'm gonna try a rice cooker fried rice recipe, and I'm gonna increase the amount of rice over what I typically eat for a rice dish. And then I do have probably another 100 or 200 calories in that 1800 allotment for a little bit of snackage. So that's what I'm doing for my refeed day. I'm not treating it like a cheat day. I'm not treating it like an all-in day. I'm not having a cheat meal. I'm still focusing on my overall macro goals, but increasing carbs so that I get overall more calories. And I think it'll help me feel a lot better. Honestly, I'm already feeling a lot better today than I was yesterday, just taking that extra day off. So hopefully this deload does me good. Even though I haven't been feeling like really sore from the workouts lately, I think the overall systemic fatigue has been accumulating over time, and I just really needed to give myself a break. We'll still do the weekly reflection later today or tomorrow, but obviously I won't hit a lot of the goals that I set earlier this week because I am doing this kind of impromptu deload and refeed, and that is totally okay. That was all I had for you right this second. I'll probably check back in for dinner. Hey yo, back up in the office, and it's time for the weekly review. But also, I just want to do a specific recap of what happened on Sunday. It's Monday when I'm recording this. But I did do that refeed, and I stuck to what I said I was going to do. For the day, I got just about 1800 calories, a little less protein, 135 protein, 49 fats, and 207 carbs. And I felt really good about that. And overall, it actually didn't really affect my average for the week that much, which is good. I felt better, but I don't feel like it threw off my entire mindset and diet situation, which is great. Oh, I also just wanted to say that rice cooker rice dish that I made was awesome. It was so good. I can see myself making that many times in the future, and hopefully soon. So good. I did give myself like a larger portion of rice than usual. Typically I'll eat like 100 grams dry of rice whenever I'm having it in a meal, but yesterday I did 150 grams. So I will say it's not a whole lot of food by volume, but really tasty. This week, obviously, I had a little bit of a setback taking Saturday and Sunday off. I didn't reach a lot of the goals that I had set out, so I was a little high on calories for the entire week. My average was 1491 a day, so about 50 grams over my goal, which was 1449. In terms of protein, I had 153 average, fats I had 42 average, and carbs I had 150 average. I did manage to get my fat intake up, which was one of my goals, so that's really awesome. I really tried hard this time, made a super concerted effort to add more fats back in. It was a little difficult mentally. I get into this weird headspace when I'm tracking my macros where I think really hard about, is this worth the calories? Meaning volume-wise. I want to eat a larger volume of food so I feel less hungry and more satiated, but fat is very low volume for the amount of calories, but did manage to get those up, and I'm really proud of myself. Last week I had 37 fats on average a day, but this week I had 42, which was great. When it comes to steps though, I was well under the 10K plus that I had set for myself. I got about 8,000 average a day, and that's totally okay. It just comes with taking a deload and not focusing on getting in steps on Saturday and Sunday. It is what it is, and I'm okay with that. I'm not seeing this week as a failure. It just is what it is, and that's totally fine. It might be a little bit of a setback this week, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it's gonna be a setback. In terms of my weigh-ins, they were a tiny bit all over the place. I started out the week 151. I hit a low of 147.9 on Sunday, and it was just kind of like up and down as usual. But if you look at the 1-month trend, you can still see that I'm clearly trending downwards, which is what I want. So, like I said, setbacks this week, but not a failure, and that's totally good with me. Oh, the only other thing that I wanted to mention in terms of like priorities and action steps and stuff like that is that I had some very specific sleep hygiene protocols that I tried to enact this week, but I didn't see a noticeable improvement in my sleep or sleep quality. I'm gonna continue. Come on. This cat, oh my God. I'm gonna continue doing those things in the coming week. Maybe it's something that takes time to help improve, but yeah, I didn't specifically notice an improvement. I'm thinking about maybe adding melatonin at night, but I really would prefer not to if possible. I'm not even sure if it would help that much. Feeling mentally, just overall, I'm feeling like slightly overwhelmed with the amount of stuff that I need to do for YouTube, but I just have to keep telling myself that it's like not that big a deal. I don't have to get my videos out on a specific timeline. I have a full-time job. I have a household to take care of. I am working out. I'm doing all this stuff. So if the videos come out a little slowly, it just is what it is. But other than that, I'm feeling like pretty okay. The deload was much needed, and it was really nice to have that day where I got to eat a little bit more. I am looking forward to the updated workout program for weeks 9 through 16. I sometimes get a little bored when I'm doing the same workout over and over and over again, and after 8 weeks, it is getting a little bit boring. So yeah, that's just something I'm looking forward to, and overall, I'm feeling like pretty good about going into next week. Feeling physically, obviously no injuries, no delayed onset muscle soreness, but I am struggling with like overall systemic fatigue, just feeling really tired and stuff like that. It just comes with the territory. It's nothing, I just foresee this being the vibe of the overall fat loss phase in general, and it's not that big a deal. I have been getting some headaches the last few days, and I'm not exactly sure where it's coming from. I tend to be very well hydrated, but yesterday specifically, I was busy just doing my own personal things. So maybe I drank a little bit less water. Maybe it's my sleep that's giving me headaches, but I'm not usually like a headache kind of person. I did have a headache this morning on Monday, and it did go away eventually, but I had headaches the last 2 days as well. So that's a little concerning, and I didn't take medication, but if it becomes like a regular thing, I might have to like start taking like a painkiller or something. Overall, in general, feeling pretty good physically. On Saturday, I don't think I mentioned it in the check-in, but I was actually feeling very like physically hungry. Like my stomach felt empty. I felt like I really wanted to eat. And that was really surprising because I hadn't really felt like that at all up until then. I think the reason I felt that way was because on Friday night, I tried to use the stepper, and that's honestly way more intense than just walking. So I think it just overall bumped up my systemic fatigue and just made me feel really hungry. But after that refeed day, I'm feeling like a lot better. Sunday, I didn't really struggle too much with feeling physically hungry, and today I'm feeling like I've reached equilibrium again. So not really too worried about that, but I do need to manage my fatigue levels better. And first of all, not use that stepper. Second of all, at the beginning of the week, because I knew that the workout program was going to change, I pushed myself a little bit harder than usual on some of the exercises, doing a little bit heavier weight, and I need to not do that to myself. I definitely want to keep the intensity of my workouts up, but I don't need to be doing heavy sets of like 3 to 6 reps. Like, it's just not necessary for me right now. I'm not training for strength. I'm simply trying to maintain my muscle mass in a fat loss phase. that's all I had in terms of the update, but let's talk briefly about the food. Had a decent food week, maybe not the best ever. The oyakodon with chicken tenderloins was like okay. The flavor was good and stuff like that, but that like lack of fat from the thighs, it's just not as tasty. And I just way prefer shrimp in my Caesar salad than I do chicken nowadays. The standout meal, of course, like I mentioned, was the rice cooker rice. Joey said it's very similar to like clay pot rice. It wasn't my intention to make that, but yeah, it was so good. Oh, the eggplant dish with ground turkey that I made on Monday, so good. Honestly, the key to cooking Chinese food is buying the pre-made sauces at the Asian grocery store. You know, normally you go to a restaurant, you have something like that, you eat it with rice, but I just made like a huge plate of eggplant and ground turkey for each of us, and it was super filling and super tasty. I didn't need the rice, I wasn't missing it. We did the grilled cheese sandwiches, and I had mine with tomato soup. I actually did grilled Joey sandwiches in the pan, and I used some light mayonnaise. If you have never tried making grilled cheese sandwiches with mayonnaise instead of butter, give it a try. It is my preferred way of cooking grilled cheese, but I did not have the calories for that, so I basically just assembled my sandwiches and put them in the broiler and let them warm up like that. But because I had the tomato soup, I dipped my sandwiches in the tomato soup and it was still really good. I did miss like the extra flavor that the mayonnaise usually adds, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. The lunches were a little bit of a mashup. I have like this bag of frozen cod fillets that I was trying to get through, so I just cooked those really simply in the pan, put a little soy sauce on them and ate it with that. It had veggies on the side. There was one day that I cooked sweet potato, but instead of putting it in the rice cooker like I have been doing, I just peeled and cubed it and steamed it in a pan, just with like a little bit of water in the bottom so that I didn't have to like do the whole rice cooker situation. I also made myself a couple big old salads for lunch, and I used arugula instead of lettuce. I think arugula has a little bit better micronutrients than just like regular lettuce, but I also just really like that kind of peppery, bitter taste that arugula has. Overall, not my best week, obviously, but we're not going to call it a failure. It is what it is. These things happen and it's not that big of a deal. I'm not going to get down on myself, and overall, I'm still working towards my goals, going in the right directions. I will talk to y'all next week with the start of the new program, and I'm really looking forward to it. If you're new here, hi, my name is Chris, aka Terrible Hime. I am documenting my fat loss phase for the beginning of 2025, and if you're interested in seeing more about how my fat loss phase goes, I hope you'll stick around for the rest of the series and maybe check out some other videos on my channel. If you're enjoying my content, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, that's fine. You can give it a thumbs down. If you're new here and you haven't subscribed, but you think you might want to be part of the community, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to be responsible for your own gains. Bye.